Hi everyone, this is Sushmita speaking to you all. In this video, we are going to see about a play called Never Never Nest, which is written by Cedric Mount. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please do subscribe for the future updates. Now come, let's move on into the play. So to talk about this particular author, he is a playwright and he is very much known for his one act plays. To talk about this particular story, it talks about the danger of living on a credit, on a loan, or on an installment life. How are the difficulties and how are the dangers which we are facing in this current scenario? And this is a representation which reflects on the early to mid 20th century, where we go for an installment and loan plans. And to talk about the gist, Jack and Jill, the husband and wife, a hero and heroine of the story, where they wanted to live a luxurious and a comfortable life. And they have a car, a refrigerator, a radio, and a modern house. And now all these things they got it in the installment. Until date they haven't paid any installment, so the things are not fully theirs, so they are not still the owners of the things. And the twist comes only when Aunt Jane, who enters into their life. This person is a debt free person, doesn't want to fully get into this debtful life, and she is as a twist in this story. And the play ends in a satirical note, that is a kind of giving a laugh for the audience when we read the text. So it ends in a satirical note where they are paying installment for their baby's cot. Jack and Jill are paying installment for their baby's cot. So this is a satirical note where the play ends. And to talk about this title justification, the title Never Never Nest, first two words, never never, which suggests that never never you have to pay for credits, loans, and installments throughout your life. So you should not have like throughout your life paying so many of installments. Means like you should have a criteria, a scaling point, right? So this is a kind of representation over here. And nest symbolizes the house, the house that which they are staying, that is also bought in the installment. Themes which the author used. To talk about the characters, these are the characters. As we said, Jack is a hero, Jill is a heroine, and you have a character called Aunt Jane, you have a character called Dr. Martin, and Mr. Sage, and a nurse. This particular play, if you see, Jack is a hero and Jill is a wife of Jack, and they are newly married and they have a small kid. And Jack works in an office, whereas Jill is a homemaker. And Jack always prefers to live a luxurious and a comfortable life, whereas Aunt Jane, once what she does was she visits Jill and Jack's house, and she sees the house which has been fully furnished. It is a modern house, whereas the house is so beautiful. And Aunt Jane enters and sees the entire house, and she has a doubt whether I've given 2000 pounds in the wedding gift or I have given 200 pounds, just because the house was so grand, and she having this doubt whether I've given 200 or 2000. And Jack's salary is very low, so she has a doubt whether I have given 2000 or 200. But his house was beautiful. His salary was low, but his house was very beautiful. And so this particular character called Aunt Jen gets a doubt. And they have what are the things they have is the car, the radio, the refrigerator. So all these things they have. But here Aunt Jane is very surprised because she comes to know that everything has been purchased in an installment. And Jack's salary is 6 pounds a week, whereas his expenses is 7 pounds 8 and 8 pence a week. So expenses is more, right? And that is how they are managing their life. And even it is not sufficient for the Jack to pay his installments, so he gets a loan from Thrift and Provident Trust Corporation to pay his installments. So getting things in the installments is first thing that he does, and the second thing is getting loan. So both are not belonging to him. That is a representation over here. And then Jack and Jill only own what are the things that belongs to them, that is they would have paid the installment completely for these things. That is, first is steering wheel, and the next is tire, one of the tire, and then two cylinders. So these only these things they both own. And Aunt Jane really wants to help them because she lives a debt free life, and she has a motto in her life. The motto is, I have never owned a penny in my life cash down. So this is the motto she's having in her life, where she never even gets a penny from anyone. And she also expects Jack and Jill to be the same. And Jill calls the nurse immediately soon after she gets 10 pounds from Aunt Jane. Jill calls the nurse and she asks the nurse to post the money to Dr. Martin. And here you can see Jack is very angry because he wanted to pay the 10 pounds to the car. And then Jill convinces Jack, and she says the reason because she has to pay to Dr. Martin regarding the baby. Even the baby's cot is brought only in installment, right? So they wanted to pay and they wanted to make the baby their own baby. And that is the reason they are paying for Dr. Martin. And you can see that is a satirical note of the author. There's a one act play, a very humorous play. If you read the text, you will have so many things running. And Jack buys luxurious product in the installment, but he is being fallen into a trap called buy now pay later schemes. And you can see this emphasis on financial management for a happy life. And the symbols used by the author is the house, satire, symbolism, foreshadowing. These are the symbols that the author uses. To know more or to get information, please do subscribe our channel. And if you have anything to suggest or say, just use comment, or if not, just follow us in Instagram, where you can message there directly as well. And if you want more information for this, please do check out the blog. And if you want the same slides, please do check out the Pinterest ID that I have given down.